Today's message for Monday, March 23rd. Day 1 of starting in earnest to fulfill my purpose of bringing forth messages from the collective. Today is Monday, March 23rd, 2020, at about 8:43 a.m., and that is the time that I sat down and I wrote in my journal the message for this day. I already did a video of yesterday's message, and you'll probably notice that this is I'm wearing the same clothes, the same camera angle and everything, because I read that message already and did the video for it, and now I'm catching up, and I'm doing today's message for Monday, March 23rd. Day 1 of starting in earnest to fulfill my purpose of bringing forth messages from the collective. 2 of my guides immediately stepped forth for support. Romulus, a leader in ancient Rome, second to one of the Caesars, and he says that's not his real name, but he said it would be easiest for me to remember. And the second guide is Lancelot. Yes, that Lancelot. Though this is the very first time I've been given that name. He wants me to know, for a reason to be shared at a later time, that he was a virgin, falsely accused of sleeping with Guinevere. And I'm just writing down what comes through. So he wanted me to know that. He wanted me to write that down. He said that's going to come forward at a later time. I'm just sharing it with you. Now, I wrote down here, I don't even know the whole story, but I did see the Richard Gere movie, and I watched Excalibur, which was one of my favorite movies of all time. That was about Lancelot and the King Arthur time. So they just say that they're here, coming closer for support today, for my first day of messaging. They know I'm nervous and unsure about this and having a hard time trusting myself and what's coming through. In the past, I would never have written what I just did. I would have said to myself, it was all made up. But I promised to trust the universe, so here I am. Now the universe comes through with the message. Transformational times. Things will never be the same. This is just the beginning. Not in a bad way, although it will seem bad for a while to us. This is just a large-scale shift that is the start of a collective transformation on this planet. It is for the greater good. Mankind, on its journey to greater consciousness, had slipped into a state of unconsciousness. Not everyone, but enough of everyone, and as a whole, it had to be paused. It had to be bitch-slapped back to reality, so to speak. Now look, this is me speaking now. This has been the universe speaking right here. They use the words bitch-slapped. It made me laugh, and I thought, is that really what I want to write that the collective or the universe says? But they're like, no. That's the only way to explain what we're doing to mankind right now. Okay, so let me go back to what the universe was saying. The things that will come to light because of this COVID-19, and they made me write it that way, not coronavirus, because of this COVID-19 pandemic will shine the light onto the path, the direction we need. There is nothing special you need to do other than what your knowing calls you to do. If it's to help others, then help. If it's to hide or stay inside, then do so. But do not fear, for this is intentional, and it is for the greater good. You have a part to play in this, cosmically, whether you survive it or not. Your part will play itself out as it was contracted to do when you came onto this earth. And when that part is over, you will recycle into your next part. Part is the only word that fits for the human vocabulary I have to understand right now, but it's not exactly the right word to fit the meaning. I'm back to me talking now, to me writing. That this is a bit of a struggle for me. I'm taking it too seriously, they say, but my mind keeps getting in the way. You're making this all up. My mind as I'm writing this down, I'm writing what comes to me. And this is the only way that I can that I can kind of convey this to you is that part of me is just writing. It's just putting down words that I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Wow, okay. It's not coming from me. But then there's this little mind, this little voice in the background of my brain going, you're making this all up. Keep going. Stop asking questions. Stop analyzing. Shut up, brain. So there's the universal flow that's coming through, the collective, and I'm writing that down. And then there's this little part of my brain that's going, really? You gotta be kidding me, right? Seriously? So this is a struggle for me. And they want me to share my experience with the channeling as much as they want me to share this message so that others may see and understand the process. So I want you to know I'm going through a process here, and this is difficult for me. I'm a brain person. I'm in my head a lot, and I'm always like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I'm making this stuff up. But they want me to share this process with you as much as the message that comes through. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to be specific about when the collective is talking, and I'll try to be specific of when it goes back to me. Right now it kind of jumps back and forth. And usually when I'm reading specifically from the book and from the words, it's from them. But I also want to share the things that I thought, because that's all part of it. So when I'm looking at the camera and when I'm talking to you, you'll know this is just me and you talking. When I'm reading from the book, you'll know it's the messages. And then that is their message for transformation is over for today, and we'll have more tomorrow. So tune back in tomorrow. I have no idea what's coming through. I have no idea what direction it'll go in. I have no idea if they're going to talk more about the transformation, more about the pandemic, I don't know what's going to come through until I sit down with this book tomorrow. And this is just a little journal that I got from I think it was from the dollar store that I write my thoughts in, and more messages have been coming through. I've been told it's from the collective. I've been told to sit in front of this camera and do these videos and to put them out there, and that's what I'm doing. So I will see you tomorrow for another video, and stay safe, stay healthy. This is Mel. Bye for now.